Good afternoon. It is 5:04, August 28th, 2025. It is Thursday. I'm excited for tomorrow. I was hoping that I would get some mail today, but I guess I'll be getting it tomorrow, which is deeply, deeply needed. Aside from that, I decided to check out some information since people mentioned about an EBT scam. I actually called the CalFresh in California, and I found out that on July 2nd, there were multiple, like 5 cards that were requested. And then supposedly on one of my accounts, there was like $400. That must have been my original account because I never got the money for that. And then supposedly as of June 24th was the last payment or the last transaction that was taken off. A lot of you mentioned a name, and the name that you mentioned is actually the daughter of my friend who I trusted so very much by sending all my mail there. And in June, I think it was June or July, I got a text from CalFresh in California stating that they were going to cancel my account and that they were going to get me a new card and that they would work on that. So, yeah, I believe it was in July. So, I ended up never getting the card, and I mentioned that several times to my friend. I said, hey, did you ever get my EBT card? Can you send it to me? Blah, blah, blah. And he said, no, I never got it. And I'm like, now I know why he never got it. He doesn't want to let me know that his daughter, Sienna Lopez, who actually was kind enough to give me the car that I have right now, decided to do EBT fraud on me. So that's really, I just reported it as fraud. So when they look on the cameras or when they look online and find out how she requested, oh, that's right, she requested at 12:52 on July 2nd, 2025, for a card, and then at 12:53 on July 2nd, 2025, for 4 more cards. So I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I can't even believe that she would really attempt to do that. So yeah, Jesse, your daughter is now a criminal. You were so fond of her. Maybe you should really look into getting Winter some help. Because if you are just as jealous as my family was, and it seems like you genuinely care about your daughter, Winter. But like I told you, maybe Winter's going through the same thing that I'm going through. If she is that intelligent, like doing all this mechanical work like me, and having schizophrenia, and obviously the drugs weren't helping her, that the prescription drugs weren't helping her, maybe she has psychic abilities. You don't think that that's possible, Jesse? You don't think that, people like Moses heard God talking to him? You don't think that that's schizophrenia? You talk about being so biblical and so religious, but you literally sent your daughter out to the wolves. It's really sad. I'm making pizza right now. That's why I'm in the kitchen. But Jesse, I really think you should definitely look at how you've villainized Winter and how you really haven't tried to help her with a lot of things because you are so stubborn. You don't want to educate yourself in the possibility that the way that you're thinking is probably not the real reality. I didn't realize the reality is very much different than what it is. So, it's just really sad, Jesse. But the fact that you're the daughter that you were so hyping up, she's so good with psychology, she's so good with this, is now a criminal. I really think you should try to make amends with Winter, find her, take care of her, tell her she's loved, instead of trying to tell her everything she's doing wrong. Tell her she's loved and that you want to listen to her and her stories and see, try to find out if this is her way of thinking. Try to find out ways to help her, expand her knowledge on what's going on. Ask her, like, what exactly are these things telling you in your head? She probably has V2K, voice to skull. And if you still don't believe that, I can send you the US patents that we have on that. There's over 10 US patents on voice to skull technology, where, you know, they have audio frequencies that are sent to our ears to listen to. And if they're not sent to our ears, if we already have some type of nanotechnology or microchip in our bodies, or usually a chip like right behind the ear, that's another way that they transmit these. They transmit it through electronic waves, you know, electronic frequencies. So I really would suggest that you educate yourself and that you pray for Sienna, because fraud is a big thing. And since my case is a federal case and she's involved, and I already know your sister's involved, she and I have been playing on the phone, nasty commentary I've been doing for so long with her and her husband. You know, you can't be ignorant forever. So I already knew you knew for a long time. I just didn't have anywhere else to go. And I thought you were a good friend. I thought you were a God-fearing friend. So I wonder what you're going to do now, because God is on my side. I guess it's time to repent, my friend.